Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCP 2026 previews. We're covering GAM Esports, a team that's been around a long time, one of the strongest Vietnamese organizations, actually probably the best Vietnamese organization of all time. Big changes with this team going into 2026. The long-time jungler Levi has officially retired, so Drakthar is added. Former player in the VCS as well, young player at 22 years old. And they've also brought in Taki to play support in place of Elio. So this team I have third going into the season. Last 3 years, they were first each split in Vietnam in 23 and 24. And then in 2025, fourth, second, fourth in the LCP. This team, I expect to be very competitive and have an opportunity to go to international events, certainly. Solo laners combined, I have second in the region, sixth in the mid-jungle duo, and the best bot lane duo in the league. Kiaya, at 24 years old, many might say he's the best top laner out of all the minor regions. You can throw LEC and LCS, CBLOL into that conversation. Kiaya is an excellent top laner and always shows up at a high level. This team has been one of the rare teams over the years to have a top laner be their primary carry quite often. Things go through him. 3-1 KDA, 59 KP, 8-2 CS per minute. 157 ROI, but it's a 4.2 share differential. That's like the highest in the world for a top laner. It's higher than many mid and 80 carries in the world. He's a real threat up there. Usually very dominant domestically. Internationally, like I said, he matches opponents. He is world class. 2.15 vision efficiency. You'd like that to be better, flipping leads into more vision for his team. Up 130 gold and only 50 XP. Solo kills, 1 every 3 games, 1 new champion every 5 games. I have him ranked second in the role statistically, but that's just due to Jiang playing in the LPL last year and his stat line being one of a tier 1 major region. Really, Kiaya is better than Jiang in my opinion. Rumble, Sion, and Bessa, only 32% of his champion usage, so very unpredictable with his champion pool. Drakthar in the jungle at 22 years old was strong in the VCS. It's undeniable with these numbers that he could offer a carry threat similar to Levi in the jungle, prime Levi. I feel like down the stretch there, Levi was not what he once was and what do you expect out of a player in their late 20s. But it's important that Drakthar can offer that because Ares and Artemis historically have not been high damage players. So that is a thing. 3.6 KDA, 70 KP, 7 CS per minute, which is very high farm. There are not many junglers with 7 or more in the world. There's probably only a handful, and now he's one of them, even though it wasn't a tier 2 level in the VCS last year. 136 ROI and a negative 1.3 share differential. He was a primary carry. You think of how hard Tarzan may have carried for anyone's legend, Kanavi for top esports. That's the level of carry threat we're talking about with Drakthar, at least in 2025. Vision efficiency just 4. However, averaged over a 400 gold lead at 15 minutes and 400 XP lead. So certainly showed he deserved this opportunity and promotion. 1 solo kill every 4 to 5 games, 1 new champion every 3 games. I have him ranked 6th in the role, the strongest player out of those that were not in Tier 1 last season. Viego, Nocturne, Pantheon, 41% of their games. In mid, we have Ares. Ares split with Emo last year. Some people believe that may have hurt Ares' development. I mean, you can make that argument. I feel like he's kind of been the same player the last couple of years. Some people I know do give him leeway because of highlight reel plays and this and that and the third as to, making up for what are bad stats. So 3.6 KDA, 62 KP, 8.7 CS per minute. So involved in only 3 out of every 5 kills for the team or so. That's going to happen when Kiaya is getting so many solo kills. In top lane, 8.7 CS per minute, but only is turned into 1.39 damage divided by gold. I prefer a more consistent damage dealer, somebody that is reliable in that department in a carry role. So with that being said, if that's not going to happen, that's when a Drakthar and a Kiaya do have to come through and be that secondary carry, third tier carry, because the rest is not reliably doing that at a 1.6% share differential. That's a lot of gold going to somebody that isn't dealing a lot of damage in a damage role. Now, if they're playing, a top, like a tank or something, that doesn't matter. Then the gold's going elsewhere, but we need to actually use the gold that we get. And is the gold per minute that much greater than everybody else that it warrants to say, oh, well, he still has 850 DPM or 800 DPM or whatever? Big doubts. 244 vision efficiency, laning wise, behind over 200 gold at 15 minutes, 60 XP. One new champion every 6 games. Not one solo kill every 6 games. One new champion every 3 games. I have him ranked 6th in the role. Ari, Corky, Galio, only 35% of his games played. Artemis, 24 years old at 80 carry, solid player. Alongside Taki, I expect this bot lane to really get, really improve. Taki is an excellent player. He should be in the LPL or promoted to a major region. But also at the same time, I don't blame players to stay in the LCP. This gives them the best chance of going to an international event and being competitive there. Artemis, 4.3 KDA, 71 KP, 9.3 CS per minute. So GAM fought around him quite a bit last year. But only a 1.49 ROI, 2.9 share differential. So not flipping that gold into much in terms of damage. Like I said, Kiaya ends up leading this team in share differential. Vision, very good, nearly 3. Gold, relatively even at 15 minutes. Solo kills are whatever. One new champion every 5 games. 4th in the role. Varus, Corky, Kaisa, only 33% of his games played. And that's a recurring theme with these GAM players. They do have wide champion pools. And they're unpredictable. And that's why GAM has been so successful over so many years. Because they're willing to try different things. Taki, 22 years old. I have him ranked 2nd in the role statistically. 3.8 KDA, 78 KP with Team Secret Wales last year alongside Eddie. And Eddie, very strong player. Very, very strong. He and Taki were formidable in that bot lane, and separating them, we'll see how that pans out for both players in 2026. But they definitely fought very much around the bot lane on TSW. 84 ROI, 1.84 vision efficiency. That's what probably needs to improve on his stat line to get to 1st. One new champion every 6 games. Leona, Rakan, Alistar, 35% of his games. And then Null is the coach. Null joins with Taki from Team Secret Wales. He was supposed to be the coach for SBTC Esports in 2023. And then, of course, they got in trouble. The big scandal, match fixing, etc. And many players got suspended and indefinitely out of that situation. And Null avoided penalty. Did not have any issues as a result of that, as the head coach, and then went to Team Secret in 2024, and Team Secret joins Team Wales in 2025 and formed TSW. So 31-14 in best of 3s domestically in the regular season. In terms of playoffs, 2-3 in best of 3s, 3-6 in best of 5s. Internationally, 1-2 in best of 3. 1-2 in best of 1s. At Worlds this past year, and 0-1 in best of 3s. I said I expect this team to go international. 3 teams from LCP go. Makes sense. That GAM would be at that level. They are a very, very good team. Arrest just needs to, I believe a player needs to be more consistent with damage. You look at players that play, odd champion pools, etc., and they still find a way to deal damage. Unless it's just truly an anomaly that nobody else in the world is like. Nobody. And that's far-fetched, right? You're going to say, this player is great, and he is nothing like anybody else. His numbers are the worst in some key categories. It's a stretch. That's a stretch. You're establishing new ground, and I don't know quite if Arrest is doing that. So Needs to step up. Artemis needs to deal more damage. Taki's going to obviously help with that because this team is predictable and has been predictable for a few years now, as long as Kiai has been there. Just a super strong player playing through the top side. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.